welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is a Wednesday morning, and this morning we're joined by the winner of Celebrity MasterChef. I can't believe he's in the building. Seth, Shezi, everybody. I know Graham's particularly excited about this. It's a bit of a reunion, actually. So from acing every cook-off to supporting a cause very close to his heart, Seth's journey has been nothing short of so inspiring. Now, Seth, I've got to thank you for being here, but before we do that, can we give him a Feel Good welcome? My goodness, congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's the best energy this early in the morning. I don't know how you guys do it. It's amazing.
They paid us to do it, so we're going to bring it to... No, I'm kidding.
You inspire and you wake up the nation. It's good.
It's easy to do it when we're in such good company like yours. I mean, it's the winner's circle over here.
Will make me stay.
But we got to get into this. I mean, how are you feeling now that the competition has closed off? The excitement of, you know, the lights, camera, action has shut down. Is the excitement still there for you?
The excitement is still there, and I feel like now it feels more real because now I feel like I'm actually working.
Sure.
Because I was saying to a friend of mine that ever since this, because before I used to just be on the other side, review restaurants and be a critic, and that's it. Now, since winning the competition, I don't think I've cooked more because everywhere I go, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, are you cooking for us? Are you cooking for us?" Yeah. Even today, you asked me to cook for you, so I have to cook for you.
Yeah, I hope you heard that. You cooking for me. I'm just going to stand there and be a hype man on the side. But Seth, I've got to ask you about your journey in the culinary space. Like you said, you used to being on the other side, but was there a moment along your very beautiful life that you've gone, you know what, food is for me, I am for food, I am a foodie?
I'm always for food. I've been for food since I was literally like young. When I was growing up, I was like the eldest of like a lot of kids.
What's a lot?
Sorry?
What's a lot?
What's a lot? No, it's actually just 5.
Just 5, casual, that is a lot.
For a Catholic Zulu family, that is actually quite okay. That's like the average in Durban. And so I used to try and make like crazy meals to like for my siblings, and there were many disasters. Like one time I made a magwinya, which I don't think they were proofed enough, so there was still yeast. The kids were full for like 2 days straight.
Wow.
And I think, what do you expect?
That's a win.
I was 11. Like,
a win is a win.
So things like that. So I've always been fascinated with food, and when I lived with my grandmother, she had her own sort of garden, and I got to see the relationship of like, cool, the produce doesn't just come from the shop. You have to plant it, and you have to like farm it and stuff like that, and that created like a love and appreciation for produce. So
Yeah, and I get that, because sometimes we go to the store and we forget about the chain that came before that. You know, we're so separated from the meat produce and the veg produce. So I love that you have that background as well. But let's talk about the competition, right? There were some highlights, some moments that were definitely challenging along the way.
It was mostly all challenging. Like Graham will tell you, it was just so haphazard. And the clock, it's like the fastest going clock. I feel like they rig it somehow. It just feels like, well, 30 minutes can't be that short.
Yeah.
And also the judges, they're like so stern, like you sort of know them outside of the show, and they're like
Zola's
lovely.
Sweet.
Zola's lovely. Justine is sweet. Katleho's cool. No, not on the show. On the show, even when they're tasting your food, there's nothing more excruciating than someone just staring you down as they're eating. I was like, this is the only time I don't want eye contact.
That's incredible. Was there any challenge in particular that really stood out for you?
As the most difficult?
Yeah.
I felt like all of them were difficult because for me, I'm kind of like a creative, I call it creative, but more chaotic kind of cook.
Those two go together.
I like lots of time. I don't want there to be like some kind of like aim or goal. And this time around, you had like a set time. You had to finish within those parameters, and there was a challenge to it. So that was stressful. But on the semi-finals, we had to recreate a dish. You know, when they give you a dish and then you have to like try to replicate it. I am like such a perfectionist. I spent like 15 minutes just still tasting the dish, and people were running to the pantry. I was like, wait, how do they know what they're supposed to make? And so I was really panicked about that one, and like just trying to create it. And thankfully, it was the winning dish as well for that challenge. So.
No, I love it. You take the scenic route, which I completely get, because we want to enjoy everything.
I think everyone was too stressed. Like I was like all sitting, and then people were like, time.
Let's go.
When I threw in like my asparagus, it was like 3, 2, 1, and I was.
Watching those shows on the other side of the screen, I mean, we are all on the edge of our seat, completely stressed out. But I've got to ask you, I mean, you've obviously got the inside scoop. What do you think really separated you from the rest of the competition?
I think being lucky enough to sort of have eaten around the world at some of the very best restaurants, you start to learn and train your eye the more you see. So I think like my plating was maybe the superpower a little bit, because I now eat with my eyes first. I'm so used to having taken photos of food and doing all that stuff that you know how it should look on the plate as the end result. And I always knew what I wanted to do, so the start and the end was always clear. It was just
The
getting there.
in-between?
There's so many detours.
It's a process.
Yeah. So I think plating, because that's a huge part. People will love your food more if they've seen it and liked it before they've even tasted it.
I agree, because you're right, we do eat with our eyes first. And speaking about eating around the world, I mean, can you maybe mention some of your favorite places? What is the food capital of the world according to Seth?
Oh, the most controversial thing is that as a hugely proud South African, I think that Cape Town should be seen as a food capital. But lately,
controversial, it's the truth.
But now I'm starting to think that London might be that place, actually. Like, I spent a lot of time there, and I feel like every time I discover something new, and even South African food, there's some incredible South African restaurants in London, but the best Italian food I've eaten or best Japanese food I've eaten was not in Italy or Japan, was in London.
That's crazy.
So I feel like it is a bit of a capital, but my favorite restaurants still come locally. Like, there's so many I can name, like Salsify, Koi, Salon, what else? Fane, like there's a lot of places. And what makes me sad, though, is the fact that most of the people that go to those places are just tourists. I want more South Africans to start going to those places because there's a lot to appreciate. And for a long time, you couldn't find local cuisine here. And now they're basically making local ingredients and just chefifying them. And I think it's a really good change.
Also, Siba's restaurant. I recently had the privilege to go there, and I was like, it was so good to have a 5-star experience, but eating local food that you're familiar with. So that was an incredible experience. What are we making today, though? What is on the menu? I'm a bit nervous.
So I'm nervous. So I'm making one of the winning dishes that I made on the show. It's a scallion pancake, and I'm making it with like salmon trout and some pickled. On the show, I used radishes. Today we'll use onions, but it's interchangeable. And then the star of the show is kind of making a miso and ginger sauce.
Oh my gosh, that is my flavor palette. I'm so excited for that. And I did watch that part, and I thought, okay, you beat Graham. Okay. What's going on here?
No, Graham just ran out of time. He was making great stuff. Like, I still want to eat his steamed bread.
Yes, no, it looked delicious.
And I need him to teach me how to make it, actually.
Okay, Graham on that dombolo. We're here for it. Well, Seth, I'm going to send you to the kitchen. Raul is waiting for you.
Cool,
I can't wait to get into this. It's going to be so delicious. It was a winning dish at Expresso, fam. Let me tell you that you want to add this to your artillery as well. A scallion pancake with some salmon, and then we're going to add some pickles on there. Raul, tell us more about it.